and what it means to me. So in that solitude thought, I talked about my sister Kathy, who had passed away when she was 15 years old and I was 3 months old. And so I never knew her, right? And okay, so here's a picture. The girl on the left is my sister Susan, who looks like she's been cast in Beetlejuice. Love her. And in the middle is my brother Bob. And then to the right in pink is my sister Kathy, who I never got to know, but look at the hair. Oh my God. And she's standing with her right arm behind my brother because that's the arm that they had to remove to try and keep that cancer from spreading. So this was taken on in Easter, in April. And by November, like 7 months later, I was born in August, and like those few months later, she passed away right before her 16th birthday. Doesn't she looks like a woman. And she looks, but anyway, she looks like me. And in fact, when my parents saw me for the first time in drag, you can get rid of that picture now, sweetheart. When they saw me the first time in drag, my parents were shocked. They were like, oh my God, holy shit, honey, look at him. Oh my God. And I thought it was the drag that was sort of disturbing them. And my mother said, oh, geez, you look like your dead sister's ghost. I said, oh, really? It's not exactly the look I was going for, but thanks. Anyway, like I said, I grew up not knowing my sister, but from a very early age, I knew I was gay. I knew I was different. I played with, I tried to always play with girl toys. I was just different. And I was bullied at school because of it. And I really believe that if I was ever truthful about who I was deep down inside to my parents, not only would they have lost a daughter, but somehow the son that replaced her would add more grief for them, knowing that I was gay. So I just kept it such a secret. And I remember one time I was probably a young teenager, was laying on my couch, and I was trying to, you fantasize, and I was thinking about my future. And here's the thing, I couldn't imagine one. It was just literally a blackness. And I was so filled with fear, I froze. I literally was frozen on the couch, unable to move. I'll never forget that. Anyway, I went through college, high school, college. I never came out, but when I graduated college, I had some gay friends that were very out, and I started to, feel more comfortable and come out to them. And they took me to my first gay pride parade in New York City. And I was so terrified. I was so nervous. But it turned out that what I was so terrified of was exactly what I needed. I felt liberated. I felt safe. And I felt celebrated for being exactly who I was, looking at my brothers and sisters out there. And then I noticed that when I got on the train to go back home, the number 6 train back to the Bronx, as the train got further and further away from that parade, I started to shut down again. And I started to move my body differently, to try and butch up the closer I got to home. And I realized that what I was feeling on that train in that moment, that was unnatural. Yeah. And that what I had felt in that pride parade was natural. That's how I was supposed to feel every day of my life. That was what I had been denied my entire life. And that was the moment on that train that I decided to come out to my family. And back then there was no internet. So I went to the Oscar Wilde bookstore and I bought some novels, but I also bought a book called Coming Out to Your Parents. And you had to do all these exercises. I did every single one of them, and I prepared my coming out. I came out to my parents, and they were wonderful. And they asked a lot of stupid questions, but I allowed them to ask them because it just created this intimacy, and they understood more and more. So, but the time I decided, I told them I'm going to be a drag queen, my mother said, well, you always had to be different. And they came to my first show. I was mortified. They sat right down in front. I was like, I wanted to kill them, wring their necks for sitting so close. I was so nervous. But still, even though they were accepting and they kind of, crazy drag queen, I thought to myself, I always wondered, what do my parents really think about their gay drag queen son? And one day I'd come back home to the Bronx, still living at home, and I heard my parents upstairs talking about me. And I snuck over and I sat on the bottom of the stairs and I was listening to them chatting back and forth. And I heard my mother say to my father, well, think of it this way, honey. We lost a daughter, but now we have a son and a daughter. And then they started laughing. I mean, really laughing. And why? Because they could. And I'll never forget that moment. And I looked over at the couch where I had been so frozen years ago. And I thought, what a waste. What a waste of my time, my everything. So my LGBT sisters and my straight friends who support us, I just want you to know, this is your life. And this is the moment. And we have this wonderful gift that we've been given to create whoever the hell we want to be. So just make it fabulous, all right? And laugh, because we can. And listen, if you happen to come across some Martian money,
I'm here, honey.
Hold on to it tight.
I do.
You never know.
It's toxic. It's toxic, good toxic.
Queuing up the song. This works so much better in a theater. Oh, there we go. I'm going to sing a closing song, also written by my dear friend, Barry Manilow. All the time I thought there's only me, crazy in a way that no one else could be. I would have given everything I own if someone would have said, you're not alone. All the time I thought that I was wrong, wanting to be me, but needing to belong. I would have given everything I had if someone would have said, you're not so bad. All the time, all the wasted time, all the years just waiting for a sign to think I had it all the time. All the time I thought there's only me, crazy in a way that no one else could be. I can't believe that you were somewhere too, thinking all the time there's only you. All the time, all the wasted time, all the years just waiting for a sign. Oh, Leslie, to think we had it all. And Zachary, to think we had it all. And my darling Cocoa Puffs, to think we had it all the time.
Okay. If you're not standing up there, all you queers, then you might as well just walk out the door. That was awesome. Standing ovation. Bravo.